Irish247.com here. This is Tom Lloyd with Evan Sharpley. We're obviously here at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame just dropped a tough one. They fell to 2-5, 17-10 loss to Stanford. Evan, just give me your quick impressions of the night.
Well, I thought the defense played well. They've only given up 11 points now in 2 games. Unfortunately, in both those games, they've been losses. Notre Dame had a chance to really, put the pedal to the metal in the second half. Up 10 points going into halftime. Came out, some inconsistent play, some poor decisions by Deshaun Kaiser, a couple of interceptions. Questionable in putting in Malik Zaire. Brian Kelly mentioned that he was trying to create a spark. Certainly can understand that. But the offense really never got back into rhythm. They got away from a few things they were doing early on in the game. And then, ultimately when they had the ball at the end there, some mismanagement in terms of, game management with timeouts. Who knows what would have happened if they had a couple more in the bag, and Notre Dame ends up losing. So it's kind of been the story of the season, up and down, inconsistent play from both sides, or one side plays well and the other side doesn't. Then also some questioning the coaches. So it's kind of been that way. I think each game we've talked about a lot of the same threads or themes.
Yeah. And obviously that was a big dramatic moment when BK pulled Kaiser and brought in Malik Zaire, and obviously you talked about why he did it. He tried to provide a spark, but you as a former quarterback who's been in a similar situation, what was your response and what were your thoughts when that actually occurred?
Well, I understand where he's coming from. I could see it happen maybe for a drive or 2 drives, but for it to continue on the way it did and not getting really the spark that you were looking for, I was surprised that it happened. But going back to the initial decision, I didn't think it should have been made. I think you kind of ride or die, or should ride or die now with the guy that you've named your starting quarterback, and that didn't happen. What message does that send to him? What message does that send to the team? And certainly now, kind of stumbling into this bye week, it does come at a good time. Mentally and physically, I think these guys are beat up. They got to search for something. They got to find an identity. They have a tough schedule here in the second half of the season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
The Notre Dame defense actually played really well tonight. I was actually really impressed. The pass rush was there. Jerron Jones playing out of his mind. Ever since they've made the move from Van Gorder to Greg Hudson, they've started to play increasingly better every single week. So what do you equate that to?
I think the biggest thing I'm seeing is there's a lot of passion and energy. You can throw out scheme. They've simplified it to a certain extent, but you're no longer talking about that. But you're seeing guys excited. You're seeing them play fast. They're rotating in a lot of guys. Certainly, they are young. They're still making mistakes, but the effort, and the energy level, I think, has really increased, and they're matching teams at the point of attack, which I've been the most impressed with.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up here. Like I said, Notre Dame fell to Stanford 17-10 tonight. They now head into the bye week before hosting Miami on October 29th. For Evan Sharpley, I'm Tom Lloyd. Stay locked to Irish247 for a ton of Notre Dame coverage over the next few days.